From the top rope, this is the Squared Circus.
Square! Ah! That's the occult phenomenon. You know what I think?
Recording in progress.
I realize I like paint.
That was a botch. Hold on.
So, anyway, that's how it's gonna go.
Yes. So, the latest that I heard in the all-in was $75K, including comp tickets and but that's huge already. And what is we still have a month and a half,
something like that, and nothing's been announced.
Yeah, nothing's been announced. So I could easily see this going over 80.
Yeah,
because they opened up more tickets. And the only reason why I'm excited for them for this is because damn well they needed this, because they're getting momentum a little bit, I think, back.
Yeah.
They started like losing a lot, and like people were looking at them as a joke or whatever. They had a huge fall, I felt like, like a year ago about.
Yeah.
But now things are picking back up. They got their new Collision show, which even though if we don't like it or not, it's still there and people are enjoying it, still watching it, still gives more people more TV time.
Yeah. Which is good.
So yeah, and like, I understand like people don't really like Punk or they love Punk, but he's back and that got more news. And it's just the fact this show to have over 80 because I think I read somewhere like there'd probably be like the fourth most attendance or some shit like that now in a wrestling event. Like, that's huge. Because if they
like that.
Yeah, because can you imagine if they did this? Because they always seem to have shit like happen where people pick them apart and make fun of them. So can you imagine if like they did this and only like 40,000 when they sold 30,000?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It would have been better to do a 10,000 seat arena and sell it out than to do an 80,000 seat arena and sell 30,000.
Mm-hmm. So it makes me wonder though, is because I don't think London has that many shows, and that's why this is like a big deal for them.
Absolutely.
People flying out there and stuff. So I understand that.
And it's accessible to a lot of other people, right? It's easy to get there from mainland Europe,
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention all over England and Ireland.
Like put things in perspective. Like, I mean, they have their shows. It's only like the last pay-per-view, I think they only, what was it, like 30, 25 or some shit like that. It was like low. And because this is definitely going to, I think the number one for them was like their first.
Really?
One, I think it was like 41K. I forgot whatever event that was. They had
first
one event
before they had the TV deal where Moxley showed up. I
believe so, but I could be totally wrong. I know they had one event though that I read that was like 51K, and I thought it was that one. But still, this will be doubling, and most of the time it's not 41K. So this is doubling the fans that's going to be there.
It's insane, and it's like, I wonder how much of it not announcing any of the card has actually helped keep it like mysterious.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
If they announce the card, people might look at it and be like, there's no matches on here I'm really that interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But now those tickets are already sold, and when they do announce the matches, they'll sell more tickets, because then people who are waiting to see what the card's going to be will start buying tickets.
I enjoyed the I just think it was a good look too. Not that I enjoyed it, but it was a good look for them where I think it was like the first week they sold like 50 or 60 grand.
It's crazy.
So that it's just a good look of saying that, hey, people are watching and caring about wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Not just WWE, because this is not, because then I hear like WWE wants to do WrestleMania somewhere in London as well too, which I'm sure it's a total fucking thing with them. But that's just huge to me, because it just proves that people are paying, because I heard the tickets ain't that cheap, and people are paying to see it. They want to see it, regardless of how many of the internet trolls say.
Yeah. I also wonder how much of it is sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's sort of like, if you build it, they will come idea. Like if it was in, say, like a 40,000 seat arena, would it have sold out? The idea that it's in this huge stadium makes it, does that make it more appealing to people? Because it seems bigger, so they want to go, they want to be involved, they want to be part of this big event.
I could see that, but I also think that they just don't have any shows at all. Like I don't think London has that many shows.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So
there's a lot of factors.
I think, yeah, but I do agree that that does sound, because also it also depends on where you go. There's like a lot of places you can play in the United States. Some arenas don't draw anything, and then
Right.
some will pack out. That's why I find it funny when like everyone, whichever company they make fun of, oh, this arena only sold this amount of tickets. I'm like, dude, you're in Idaho, like you
Yeah.
know, like like don't.
Well,
if
for a
it's
while, they were destinations. They were destination events.
Mhm.
But now that they've done a bunch of them, I don't think they're destination events as much as they used to be in America, at least, right? Like for the first Double or Nothing, people came from all over to see that. And I think it was easy to sell out the first several pay-per-views because people would come from all over. But now it's just a thing that happens.
Mhm.
You're not buying a plane ticket and flying across the country to see it anymore. I mean, some people are, I'm sure, but not in the same numbers. For this is still a destination thing for everybody, right? I mean, in flying distance, I'm sure there are some people from America flying out there too,
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's such a
sure.
big deal. But I think that's why it's become less. One of the things that's crazy about it's like, wow, how are they selling so many tickets when they're not selling as many tickets here? And I think part of it is it's become normal. It's not new and exciting anymore. It's not drawing people from all over the country anymore. But now this kind of rekindles that feeling, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of the appeal of AEW in the first place was like it was the new thing. It was exciting. We want to be involved. We want to be part of the new thing.
Now, what do you think they go from here though? Because after this event, all
Yeah.
the events now, like, because I think the all out is like a week away, a week after this.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah. But like, if you go to another arena now that only holds 10, 15,000, that's fine. But you have to have some kind of, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just make it where like come off of this momentum and then let's say, okay, well, now the next 10 is going to be in a 10,000 arena. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to figure out a balance to me, like not a balance really, but not like totally go down.
What's the one after that? All Out? I think they're doing that in Chicago, aren't they?
That makes sense.
Um,
They'll sell out. They'll sell out just
It'll
for
sell out,
fun.
and I'm sure they'll do something at All In that will pay off at All Out, right? I'm looking it up.
Is I gotta take those days off.
Oh, right. Damn.
All in is on a Saturday.
I don't know.
They
My computer's
what's
not
it called?
working.
Yeah. I also heard too that they were going to do some
August
kind
27th.
of bonus.
It's a Sunday, August 27th. Oh shit, that's
Okay,
soon.
Sunday. August
It's
27th.
like a month, like a little
Month
over
and
a
a-
month.
Yeah, a month and a half.
Yeah.
That's what I said before.
Oh yeah.
They what's it called? Yeah, I gotta make sure I get that day off. But I'm saying they're gonna try to do some bundle pack for the all out and all in if you purchase them. Because they realize that if you're gonna pay $50 for both, most people are not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Not a week apart. They know they're gonna lose a lot of people for that link.
Well,
But
I wonder. I mean, how much crossover there's going to be because it's in different countries, right? Maybe it's not All Out. What's the? Is it Full Gear?
no, all in should be August 27th. And all
Yeah.
out should be a week later.
It's not. I don't think it's All Out. We're pros, bro.
We are pros. I would have sworn I just saw an article on that. Yeah, we just kind of
I
wandered.
don't know. I'm not finding it.
But anyway, good look. I think it'd be good for them.
And
It's gonna get more eyes.
And let's put this out there first. Also, well, I mean, it's cool that it's happening. People can hate on it, but that's just silly, and there's no reason to just hate on something like that for no reason. It's cool for the people involved and all the people who worked hard and the people that built up this company. You know what I mean? And a lot of people at that company really seem to have a level of like emotional investment in it because they were there from the beginning, you know, the way like a WWE doesn't.
Yep.
So like it's a meaningful to like people like Tony Schiavone and Aubrey Edwards and all the wrestlers who were there from the beginning. So I wouldn't, you know, why take that away from them?
That's
okay,
point.
it is all out. You're right, it's all out.
That's a good point. I would hope that they actually gave some of the people who's been there all this time their shine.
Yeah,
Majority of them. Like, don't just have a whole bunch of Joes and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. I don't want a 2-hour Samoa Joe match with Andrade. Like, no, I want to see Orange Cassidy because he's been there. Like, I want to see all the original fucking people.
Darby.
And almost make it like, please God, don't bring fucking Goldberg. I heard rumors about that too.
Yeah,
oh my God, please don't bring Goldberg. We don't want that. And Ryback. They were like, there was like rumors like, oh, they should get Ryback and Goldberg. No,
that would be funny.
We don't want that, dude.
We don't. Yeah,
I would be fucking pissed because not even just for me, but for all the people in that fucking back that's sitting there saying, "Man, motherfucker, we've been here for 4 years, and this Goldberg still comes here." Right? And they'll probably put it as the nah. They probably paid him a Duke amount of money just to have that one match. Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, Sonny Kiss can't even get on TV. They're gonna give Goldberg.
Oh, he's still with them.
Yeah, he's in ROH, I think.
I didn't even realize that.
Right, but, not to mention all the people who have gone, who were there from the beginning.
And speaking of which, I thought the Ring of Honor people were supposed to stay in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, well, you know,
that lasted 1 week.
I know, right? I mean, because Joe's like a main.
Joe's all there. Claudio is still there. Like, think about it. That lasted 1 week of them saying that. And then,
don't have to think much about it. It's just there. It's very obvious.
Yeah. It's like, okay. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's also in the news too of like not wrestling news. Like it's been in the news saying how they've been selling out like quickly and this and that just because it's abnormal. It's not WWE, you know, so it's definitely a cool thing to see. I hope they good. I swear to God, there better not be Ryback and Goldberg.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll be Eddie.
Yes, Eddie needs to do something. Even though he said he would never work for AEW, and there he is.
Yeah. Well, that everybody's forgotten about that angle already.
It wasn't that long ago. That's the thing. That's why it's kind of funny.
But
I love when wrestling does that.
They do it a lot, and that was one of those things that
AEW
does. I was like, when they started, I'm like, hey, I hope they don't do this thing that WWE did all the time, where they just change stuff and hope that you forgot. But they do.
Or one thing that they're beautiful at is this is a side note because this whole thing is when they do the tag matches. There is like no rules whatsoever in tag matches in AEW, like none.
It depends on the match.
I guess.
Like, you know, I don't know. One other thing, though, I do want to point out is like, you know, we're singing the praises for the ticket sales and we're excited and stoked that it's doing so well. But at the same time, it's not that like the amount of ticket sales is necessarily an indication of the quality. Right? Like I would still watch AEW if their ratings were 200,000 people a week and they only sold 2,000 tickets for their events, you know, like I haven't been since COVID, but like I used to go to indie shows and, you know, tiny little places that hold like 200, 300 people. And it was awesome and fun. And it didn't make it any less, you know, entertaining. So for the people who want to do this sort of dick measuring way of like, you know, deciding what's good and what's not, I don't ascribe any value to that.
The only thing about that, like,
but I'm happy for them that they're doing it, you know?
Yeah. Well, you also got to understand, like, to me, I'm looking at it as a perspective of the networks that's putting money into them. They want to see this because they obviously want the ratings to go higher. So if you're selling an 80,000 fucking arena, and then because people might just go there just because, hey, they're bringing a friend or something and they don't know. So maybe, just grab attachment.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I'm sure this is also going to be more people buying it to view it because they're like, oh my God, this is huge. So like, let's just see how it is. So hopefully like this helps like they have to do it good because they always seem to like shoot themselves in the foot. Every time they have something good going on, they seem to sit there and say, what, this is going too good. Let's have something stupid. But
I wouldn't say every time.
No, but
there's been
majority of the time, because when they fuck up good. Let's just understand. But
yeah, and they dig. They just keep digging the hole that they started.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that like this will be great, where like they do a really great job to get more people to come and view more and have more viewerships. Yeah. I don't mean to be a dick, but when I say this, a lot of times they shoot them in the foot, but they do. They seem to kind of like ruin shit.
No, they're getting
mainly punk. There was a lot of punk issues with that. I blamed, but
I like your point that like, this can create a lot of opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. And this rising tide sort of lifts all boats. All the people who are involved will have more opportunities. All the wrestlers. I mean, we've talked about it and everybody's talked about it, whether you like AEW or not. It's been good for people in the wrestling industry.
Yep. More jobs. Yep.
And the competition with WWE makes WWE have to up their game. I mean, you could argue like right now, the whole bloodline storyline that people are going crazy about might never have happened if it wasn't for AEW. And they were like, man, we got to do something to top this, and to involve people like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, who are like kind of indie guys.
Yeah.
Who weren't getting a lot of shine before.
Paul Heyman has probably all his footwork. They probably gave him full, like Triple H probably gave him full creativity for that one.
Yeah, he probably had a lot to do with it.
Because think about it, all the people who was involved is Paul Heyman guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess so.
So, but anyway, I don't like when people monopolize, because you do need that. You do need the competition. So I think it is good. And I'm just hoping that it does bring in more people, because I would like to see more viewers. I don't want to see more viewers. Because I know people don't like. Some people don't like say like, "Oh, you can't really go by that," but I'm pretty sure networks do. Like if you like, the view is good now. It's great now. But let's say if you go back to like in another 5 years from now and you don't really grow any at all, or like whatever, they can be like, "Hey, what's the deal?" So then you're gonna have issues for the next deal. It's just the same like any major corporation. That they put their sales up and say, well, next year you have to do like 10% more. If not, then what are we doing?
And I have to imagine they still want to find a TV deal for Ring of Honor. So every success that AEW has, every success that Tony Khan has, as the person running these things, increases his ability to do more. He can take that to a network and say like, hey, look what I did with All In. I can, this is my other product. Give me a deal. And like, supposedly there's rumors of Max, i.e. HBO. It used to be HBO Max, HBO Go. I think it was.
They're going to have a show there, because you know what we.
Well,
need?
they might. They were talking about having
shows.
like. No, not a new show, but like HBO Max taking the like
pay-per-views,
and or the archives.
So
you can watch all the old AEW Dynamites and Rampages and whatnot, and pay-per-views.
You get a lot more views that way.
ROH library, yeah. Which I think would be really cool, especially with like pay-per-views. It's just like, you know what? I mean, I'm not neither here or there, like whether you prefer one format or the other, but to me, like it's just easier to like get
that
Max.
App sucks. Yeah. I don't give a shit who's watching. That app sucks. Like, it is the worst app I have ever seen in my life.
I did a lot of stuttering trying to like say that in a nice way.
No, it sucks. Because of all the apps that I use, man, that has got to be the most hunk of shit that you could ever watch anything. Anyway, but I think it would be good if it was on Max, and I feel like AEW, if they want to, like, after this whole like $80,000 ticket arena sold out, they should make more shows. They should have shows like every day of the week, because we already have Dynamite,
Right.
Rampage, and Collision. So you got your Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday will be for the
Wait,
special
ROH? You got ROH on Thursday.
RH on Thursday. They can make some other bullshit show for Monday to compete with Raw.
Yeah, bring
So
back
now
Dark and Elevation.
All you need is Tuesday. So you're already looking at 6 days of the week. That is like a
There you
full-time job now for AEW. So I don't want to spend $50 to watch their pay-per-views. They need to put it on something that's like 10.
I mean, he can buy Impact and NWA and put those on Monday and Tuesday.
Because if they expect us to watch 23 hours of wrestling, I think the least they could do is shorten their pay-per-view events.
No, seriously. I mean, I'm kind of at my limit right now.
It's hard, and you don't even watch WWE. Like sometimes, like I can't. There's too much shit that I watch. Well, lately I've been watching more now, just because we're talking about it again. But I do try to watch Dynamite. Normally it's not live. I have to watch it the next day, and then I tried watching Collision. I'll try watching again Saturday, but I'm sure half of it we're just going to be talking. And this is like the first time I think the first time I'm watching Rampage, as long as I make sure I'm up. Fucking, I think in a long time. Like it's been a long time. So, and I don't watch Raw. Once in a blue moon, I'll put on SmackDown now, but I don't really watch it because it's something that's every fucking day. Like I was doing it, like, go ahead.
I don't watch ROH. I thought I might watch it. I think I watched a couple of episodes and I was just like, That first pay-per-view was kind of just like flat to me. So they lost to add more wrestling to my weekly watching schedule, you're going to have to sell me better than what they did. It's not like, I mean, years ago I watched a lot more. I'd watch not every, but like I'd watch almost the whole G1 New Japan series. I can't do that anymore. I probably won't. I'll try to watch the last couple of days of it or something. I don't even watch. I watched the Eddie match recently after the fact. I watched the Willow match, Willow versus Julia. But like, I'm not watching whole shows. I'll go and nitpick,
Yeah. Well,
cherry pick. The phrase is cherry pick.
Did you say Nikki pick?
I said nitpick. I don't know.
They said Nikki pick. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. But
you can make it a thing.
Yeah, Nikki pick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there is like way too much shit, and that's why I enjoy the pay-per-views. AEW to me now is starting. This is why I'm looking forward to this show though, because it's going to be huge and it's going to be something different. I feel like everything has been kind of like the same lately, and it's not saying it's bad. It's just when you have 30 hours of fucking wrestling that's kind of like almost the same shit, it's hard to pick out which ones is going to be good, or like you don't want to watch 30 hours to see that there's 3 hours of good shit in here.
I see what you did there.
So therefore,
you brought it back. You did a little segue.
Yeah. Therefore, you just don't feel like watching any of it. Really?
That's the thing, though.
Yeah,
you get burnt out and you just give up on all of it. You're not like, well, maybe I'll only watch one show a week. Yeah, I think for most people, like you go all in, or not.
Yeah, it's true though. I remember to go with that. I remember when I moved to Arizona, my brother, he modded my Xbox 360, and he was able to mod it where you could actually go to Blockbuster, because we're old and Blockbuster was around. You rented the game, you stick it in there, and it would download the game for you illegally, and then you could just return it. So and it would store it in the machine. So he was like, "Oh, this is cool. Let's do this and this and that." So he did it, and this gets to the point. We had like 200 fucking Xbox 360 games now on a hard drive, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't play it at all. Months later, we're like, "Did you play it?" No. I'm like, because you have so much to select now. You're like, I don't know what to fucking play.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then like now that we all got ADD because of all these services, if you watch something for 5-10 minutes, you're like, "Oh, I don't like click. All right. Oh no, click."
Yeah.
So no one's watching full shit anymore.
Oh, you're getting into philosophical, sociological shit now, man. We have like the paradox of choice, and
what they should do now is, because we have so much choice and all these recordings and social media, they should actually prevent the arena when they perform, that you can't have your cameras out. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Can you imagine the uproar?
There'd be a huge uproar. I mean, They do that. A lot of artists do it.
A lot of concerts do it.
I've worked some shows when I used to work in music venues. It's not always easy to police.
No, it's not. Tool does it all the time, but Tool fans know that they do that every time.
Yeah, it's a different. I mean, most of those artists kind of know their audience, but for something like this, I mean, a lot of the appeal to people going to this is not just going and enjoying the event itself.
Of people.
It's taking the pictures and posting the videos and having the social media presence and showing everybody else like,
no, I was just being
the big thing.
I was just being silly about saying that because I know they would never do that. But like, just can you imagine though? But I cannot wait till I hear 80,000 people chanting Eddie's name.
That's gonna be awesome.
He's gonna and the pops on some of the people is gonna be fucking like it's gonna make the show. They're gonna be so wild because it's the first show that I guarantee you it's gonna be the loudest show that they had, as well as the wrestlers is probably gonna be nervous as fuck and might be a few botches because it's the largest one.
Some of them. I mean, there's people. A lot of the people who worked New Japan who have worked like the Tokyo Dome, which is like what 50,000 people. They're probably used to it. The Kenny Omegas, the Kota Ibushi. That's big.
Yeah.
That's a whole other episode, but I think the timing on that was like, let's bring him in now. That might sell some tickets,
Can you see? Here's a side note of this whole. Since we've been doing a lot of side notes, can you see? Think of New Japan and AEW actually merging, like as a whole.
I can't see it happening. I think I don't. Not in our lifetime. I could see it happening eventually. But it's that's down the line.
Do you think these wrestling companies are going to be down the line after we die?
I don't know. I guess
it's getting too much that once in a while, like I said, when you have too much shit, it's all going to crumble down eventually. You know that.
Yeah, but consolidating everything's not good either.
No, but I don't know. They do so much work together now. Like, it's going to be an annual thing for the Forbidden Door, and
Which is great.
I almost positive that they're going to come out with a Forbidden Door game where it's going to have both of them merged that way. And if that's the case, then you have to actually do licensing for both. But I really can see that happening because they're so into the music. Like, because they said that their game that they just came out now, which I will get eventually, is they're going to just keep on adding to it with like free updates and this and that and DLCs, whatever. It's not going to be a game every year. They're just going to keep on updating this one. So if there's new rosters they want to do, they'll just actually update them in there.
So they
that's
can
a cool idea.
They can just have like a New Japan sort of update.
Well, they could do that, but I feel like the New Japan, the whole Forbidden Door, I feel like they would actually make that as an actual game itself.
Okay.
But
I think New Japan has a game.
I know, but I could see them. They do, but I could see them merging and doing a game. If they're going to do this every year, eventually it's going to be.
So wait, what was this episode about?
It was about bananas and pee pee poo poo.
Oh yeah, the important things in life.
Important things in life. We're out.